My name is Anirban Basu. I'm the chairman and CEO of Sage Policy Group Incorporated out of Baltimore, Maryland. I also serve as ABC's national chief economist. Well, Michigan's economy had been in disequilibrium. Part of that was the finances of the city of Detroit. Part of that was the finances of General Motors and Chrysler and various auto parts manufacturers. And so we knew that Michigan was in for some tough times as the U.S. auto industry continued to restructure and as the city of Detroit faced its fiscal issues. And the last few years, or many of the last few years, have been very difficult. But a lot of that is now behind us. GE is making money. Chrysler's making money. Ford is making money. We, of course, see a renaissance taking place, at least in parts of Detroit. And so all of a sudden, Michigan is back on its feet. But it's more than that. The auto industry is one of the strongest segments of the U.S. economy now. Michigan is adding manufacturing jobs again, and that's true in the Detroit metropolitan area. It's also true in Grand Rapids. And so this is a very good story, I think. Michigan is really one of the best stories. There have been steps taken, of course, to make this a more business-friendly state. Businesses want to be here. They're investing here. They're creating jobs here. This is the happiest time probably in Michigan from an economic perspective in a couple of decades. So that's what today's presentation was about. I spoke to a group of construction firms, of course, and so when you have solid economic performance, you tend to have a fair amount of construction taking place in the economy as well, and we see that as well. And most construction firms will tell you that they have healthy backlog, meaning that they're looking forward to doing a lot of work, and that, in fact, profit margins are at least satisfactory, if not fantastic. Right, so one of the aspects of the current economic expansion has been that business investment has been pretty soft. Businesses have not felt that confident. Businesses have felt overregulated, whether energy suppliers or bankers or many others. The new administration has suggested a bit of deregulation. There seems to be a feeling that the business climate in America is going to improve. There, of course, is also talk about tax cuts, both personal income tax cuts and corporate tax cuts. Perhaps also a stimulus package that would be infrastructure-led. You put all that together, you tend to turbocharge an economy. And I know people in Michigan understand superchargers and turbochargers. That's exactly what the Trump administration is proposing, that type of supercharger or turbocharger. That said, there is a cost to that. I mean, one presumes that if you have tax cuts and stimulus packages, that also means that the budget deficit will be larger than it otherwise would have been, and the national debt will grow faster. And so there will be a day of reckoning. But in the near term, at least, the next couple of years, for instance, I think the outlook is pretty good. In fact, it's gotten better given that Donald Trump won the presidency. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who feel differently about November 8th and what happened, don't feel that good about it. But from an economist's perspective, I mean, the fact of the matter is tax cuts inure to the benefit of short-term spending, and an infrastructure package would increase the amount of output of the economy. And so in the near term, at least, this sounds pretty good.